Let me just make sure that I don't have any that nobody's gonna disturb. Hold on. Uh, Hold on. Do not disturb, because I know that as soon as I'm making a video, the phone decides to go. How you guys doing? Oh my gosh, it's been so long. It feels kind of funny. But anyway, I hope you guys are all doing great and had a great summer. I am back with a journal that I just finished yesterday. It took me forever. I don't know why it took me forever, but it did. But here she is. I've named her Jasmine, and the reason I named her Jasmine is because it's got a lot of purple, and my oldest daughter's favorite color is purple, so I found it fitting. So she is a hardcover journal, um, fabric covered. She got 3 signatures, and this is it's like a quilted fabric. So I wrapped a vintage doily over it, and then on the spine I have these little flowers, and she measures 8.5 by 6. And then I just did a little collaging here, a little butterfly and little wooden buttons and the 4 metal corners and journal. And then the closure is with this, like, almost look like a crochet lace, but it's, yeah, that's it. So let's get right in. So like I said, she's 3 signatures. So here in the front pocket, and the kit that I use for this is called A Good Book by Calico Collage. And also I have sprinkled in like a couple things from Tsunami Rose, and I think it's purple something. Oh my gosh, I can't remember, but I only have a couple things from her. So all right, so here she have, what I did is I recut this, like if you could see, this page here has the image, and I just cut around it so it looks like one, but it's actually a little pocket. I did some stitching, and then I have a vintage check from 1941, it's original, and a vintage postcard. I don't know what date, but it's vintage. So I put that in there for you. And I stitched on some laces. All the laces are stitched onto the edge of the pages. So here is a little tag. And I backed it with coffee dye paper. Little vintage stationery. Vintage graph paper. This is from Tsunami Rose. I can't remember the name of it though. Sorry, but I mean, I think this is the only thing that I used from her. So I put those little tags in there and the ticket strips that you can decorate. And this flips out, and it's got a little here. Hold on. Okay, flips open. And then this is, I have a book. It's this really thick paper, and I've been using the pages. It's from this. It's like an old recipe book, and the pages are like, they almost feel like homemade paper or handmade paper. That's what I use. This is this. I put one in each. Here I have a quilted little pocket with some lace, and then I made a little booklet that, you know, that you can put little goodies in, little pockets and things. A little sticker there, so you can add whatever you want in it. I'll be sending a little, and this is a pocket here too, in the front too. So I'll be sending little extras, whoever buys the journal. And it is listed in my Etsy shop, and the link is down below. Lockdown Journals is what I go by in Etsy. Here is a Thomas Kincaid stationery. This is a vintage tally card. And then I just had this little card that I put there, vintage children's book page. And then here is an envelope that I just altered, and it's got one of these tickets. You can write a little date or something in there. And I put eyelash trim. And then here is a little fun card. It's time to retire when, and then it'll tell you. It's time to retire when it's always cold at work and you're never quite comfortable without a sweater. So that goes in there. And then in here is another vintage postcard. I can't quite make out the date, but it's an original. And then coffee dye paper. And then here I have one of these fun permaculture cards. Sheet music. And then this is a little fabric flip that I just did a little collaging there. And another from the kit. Lots of places to journal. This is open here, so you can actually put something in there. And then in here I found these vintage books, and they're recipe books. So I put a page. This one is for taco spinach filled pancakes, and then on the other side it's zucchini casserole. So it has a full recipe, so you can actually use that. I altered a glassine bag, and in here I just put these little they're like inspirational, so I just did a little collaging there, so that goes in there. And then in the back I left it open, and these are vintage like receipts or planners. But it's fun because I added a little thing there, and here it's, I don't know, it's whoever, it's like love. They wrote it. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine, any time, night or day. Only trouble is, I don't know. You guys can have fun reading that. But it's like a love note. And then this is another vintage recipe page. This kit is so pretty though. And then here we have another one of these. And I did a little collaging there. And then I added one of these little cards. You can journal in the back. And this flips down. And I altered a little tea bag. And this is one of those vintage, I can't remember the brand of this, but I just added some paper in the back so you can journal. And that goes back there. And then inside of the little tea bag, I found these little fun playing cards. They're like crochet, right? But I put that in there. You can use that either to further decorate the journal or whatever have you. More vintage book page. I love that. That's so pretty. Here's a little lace flip. Now, I don't know if this is vintage. I got it at an estate sale, but I don't know if it's old or not. I know this is this little ribbon. So I just made it into a little pocket with a little journal card. Here is another journal card or photo mat, whatever you want to use it for. And then here I just used lace to make like a side tuck. And then I actually added these vintage recipe cards. And this one's for deviled eggs with ham. This is a mini little glassine that I altered. And then I just added one of these vocabulary cards in there. So going into the second signature, more lace. And then I used one of those vocabulary cards and made like a little pocket to add these little 2 tags. Here is another flip out, another journal recipe vintage book, another little fabric pocket, and then another one of these guys, and I just did a little collaging there, and it's like inspirational things. Let me make sure I'm still recording, guys. I'm rusty at this, remember. So I'm happy to be back making journals. A lot has happened in the time I've been away, but I am glad to be back at it. I even had a hospital stay. Yeah, a lot has happened, but I'm doing well. I did a little collaging here, a little tag there that I backed onto coffee dye paper, little lace there, and then in here I have another little postcard, vintage. I got these when I went to Salem, Massachusetts last year. They have this really cool thrift store with all kinds of vintage things, and I picked up a couple things. And here is another vintage recipe card for sesame Swiss puffs. And you can add a date here, and then I added one of these little tiny cards in there and a little stamp there. Little vintage little piece of a doily here, and then another journaling card or photo mat, whatever you want to use it for. Here's another little flip, more vintage music, more stationery. Again, this is a pocket if you want it. Oh, I forgot to add a butterfly here. Oh no, oh no, hold on. I forgot to add a butterfly there. That can't happen. I gotta add a butterfly. You know what? I will add the butterfly. But just so you know, because I have to start up my heat gun. This little butterfly, I'm going to put it right there. Okay? So, just so you know. Here's another one of those recipes. Full recipe for green rice with spinach and spinach casserole. And then on the other side, it's baked bananas and yams and orange glazed yams. So, we have a recipe. And so, like I said, this little butterfly is going to be right there, okay? So, I'm leaving it. I'm heating up my heat gun right now. Did a little collage again with this. This is vintage music, vintage gift wrap. And then I did a collaging there. And inside the bag, I have another one of these. How many roads must a man walk down before they call him a man? So it's, I don't know if it's poetry, but you can journal in the front. So, and I just added a piece of a vintage doily here. And then here you have another one of these inspirational ones. So that goes back there. And here we have another one of these guys. And you can flip. And then in here you have another journal card. Here is another vintage tally card. And then I added these little guys. Little piece of fabric there. Another little flip here. And then in here I made a little tiny little booklet. So yeah, that goes in there. Am I still in frame? Yeah. I'm gonna try to go a little faster. Here, you can tuck something here. And then I just added these little guys, these little Whitman vintage cards. I tried to give you like a little something for each pocket, mainly because I want you to know that it is a pocket. So we have another one of these vintage playing cards, and I just added some paper in the back, and again another altered tea bag. And I learned this a couple years ago from Creative Cafe Girl. She was making these, and that's where I got my inspiration from a couple years ago. And then here we have another one of these fun playing cards. More coffee dye paper, more vintage recipes, and then we have another journal card. And here's another vintage recipe card for mushroom toast. And the recipe's in the back, and again I have that lace there. And then here I have a magnetic envelope with another one of these, It's Time to Retire When. And it's magnetic. And then I have another one of these little tags that I just stuck underneath it. And then here is another little thing for little extra little notes. Here is a postcard. I don't think this one is vintage, but it's a postcard, so you can journal in the back. And here we have another vocabulary card, and these little guys, they're so cute. I got these from, I think it was AliExpress, I'm not sure, these little angel cards, but they're super cute. You can further decorate the journal with it or write little things in the back. And this is a vintage stationery. And then this one is, I think my friend Diane sent me this. Diana, actually. Or I got it at an estate sale, I'm not sure. I don't have many things for journal making, but I gotta just rebuild my stash in another little pocket because I had sold all my supplies, but I'll get there. Here is another card, another flip, and these are the Rita Donnelly flips, and I just did some collaging there. And then here is another one of these cards, and another vintage tally. More vintage book pages. And then here's a little side. Oh, this little bird wants to come off. Little Rolodex you can journal on. And a little one of these guys. Oh, I thought I put do not disturb on there. And then here's a little tag, little lace here, and then I have another postcard, 1908, with a 1-penny stamp. Actually, it's antique. So you have lots of places to journal. And then you have another little tuck here. And here is another recipe page for new potato casserole and grated potato pudding. And then on this side, baked sweet potatoes and bacon and potato puffs. So we have that in there. And that is vintage. All right. Here is another glassine bag with another one of these. I find these so interesting because maybe he was a songwriter or poetry thing, you know? I don't know. And then here is another postcard. I'm not sure if these are vintage or not, but I would almost say they're not. I tried to find like little things that had purple because the journal is mainly purple. And here's another little fabric flip with another little journal card that I stitched some coffee dye paper in the back. And here is one of these little guys. They're like vellum with another one of these, and I just stuck that there. And then one of these. And this is like an example of what you can use with these little cards. See, I use it as a little tuck there. And here is another card. And this flips down. Another one of these vintage cards that you can journal in the back. And then in here is a playing card in the altered tea bag. Another journal card or photo mat. And this is one of those Susan Branch postcards from 1994. You can journal there. And then the back is two more little tags. And this little magnetic envelope, I put in a couple more tags. And then here is another little journal card. So that is the journal. Hey, wait a minute, let me find. So how you guys been? I've missed you guys. All right, let's glue this because my hot glue gun is hot now. Just want to put it there so I don't forget it. Ouch. Okay. Now it's fully decorated. Okay. So that is it, guys. That is my beautiful Jasmine journal. I hope that you guys like it. It's listed, like I said, down in the description box below. It's in my Etsy shop. So all you have to do is click on it. It's the only thing I have listed right now. I'm going to be working with some wallpaper journals. I found this really nice vintage wallpaper. This one. And I love it. I want to make wallpaper journals because it feels like fabric. Right? Isn't it nice? I love it. And I'm like, yep, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a few semi-dressed journals. One signature ones. And maybe I'll do that this week. I'm not sure. But this one is a fully dressed one. And yeah, it's available if you're interested. If you have any questions, make sure that you send me a message on Etsy or leave it here in the comment section. I always read all the comments. And if you have, I got glue on my finger. If you have any custom journals that you are interested in, let me know. Also, right now I'm only shipping in the US because I had a problem with a journal one time that went overseas and it was a hot mess because I couldn't track it. So right now I'm only shipping in the US, and the shipping in the US is free shipping. Okay, guys? So for this journal, I think it's what, $35 or more. It's free shipping, so this one will fall in that. All right, guys, any questions, comments, leave them down below. I'm happy to be making journals again, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye, guys. Big hugs.